Okay, so you've purchased a router and you've purchased our guide bushing, which I'm going to send you also a couple screws if you buy this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to raise the router bit up a little bit. Sorry. So you get a little room there. Lock it down. You're going to loosen these screws here. This is for the plastic plate. This floats around now. That's important. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the guide bushing. Now the guide bushing is a tight fit. That's on purpose. You take a soft mallet. And it snaps in. And if it sticks up past the plastic, you tap it in that area. Now that's flush, so it's not going to catch on the template. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the screws in. That feels good. But I'm not going to tighten it yet. I'm going to put this screw in. It feels a little tight. Okay? So what I'm going to do, there's a plastic insert in here. If it feels tight and you force it, it's going to strip this out. So you take a little tap. This is the number 1032 tap. This is not a problem with my guide bushing. This is sometimes the routers need to be tapped out. That's why I've been doing this for years. I have all the tools. These are not expensive. A tap is only a few dollars at Home Depot. You're better to do that than to strip the screw out. Blow it out, make sure there's no chips. Now I'm going to take the screw, tighten them both down, not super tight, but nice and snug. Now the guide bushing's in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the router bit. I'm going to adjust this back down. Keep going the wrong way here. Until I close the gap here to where that's about 1/8 of an inch away. Right about there. You can probably see that okay. So then what we're going to do, we're going to adjust the guide bushing. I have a tool, but I'll tell you how tall this is. I'm going to make it at least that long. I'm going to give you a number in a minute here. And I'm going to press the locking key in here. Tighten the guide bushing. Now this happens to be just over 1 inch. That's what you need. So that when it's coming into your plate like this, it goes into your post. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to center this. Right now this will rub. So this is the tricky part because I have the tools to do this. Actually I adjusted a little bit too. You gotta make sure there's a gap there. Double check it, because if there's not a gap there, this is going to rub against that guide bushing and ruin it. Okay, so now we have to center this. Hold on a second. Just keep going. I have a tool that I use to center it. You're not going to have this, but this centers it. Once I center it, I lock this down, lock all these down. And that's done. Now this bit is exactly in the center of that. Now if you don't have that tool, you have to get a flashlight and look around there, because this is a tool that I made on a lathe. So that's the tricky part. You just have to make sure that the bit is not rubbing against the side of that. So that's how you install the guide bushing. And it just takes a minute. But the key is you have to be able to tap these holes so you don't ruin these little inserts that are inside of the router. You can go ahead and stop.